will be excited about it. Most kids are trying to figure out how to be around hot girls, pretty girls. I'm around grown women, and I'm seeing them do things and have experiences that I'm not quite ready for. I think that he was just trying to show me the lifestyle.
I feel funny. Is this real life?
He took Justin Bieber there. Diddy had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute, and his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours.
Is Usher a close friend of yours?
Yes.
Is Usher a confidant?
I guess, yes.
Has Usher given you career advice?
Is this an interview or a deposition? I'm confused.
Yes, sir.
Breaking news, darlings. Usher is reportedly in full panic mode, literally packing his bags and running for his life. Why? Because Justin Bieber just made the most shocking move by unfollowing Usher on social media. But wait, it gets even more scandalous. The internet is absolutely buzzing with explosive news reports about Usher's alleged involvement in a truly disturbing situation, apparently delivering young Justin to Diddy as some kind of party favor. I'm literally shaking just talking about this. And here's the tea that's making everyone's jaws drop. Sources are saying Usher is planning to escape to Bali of all places. And guess who he's running to? None other than Russell Simmons. You know, the same Russell who's been hiding out there for... well, we all know why, but here's what's making everyone's skin crawl. Usher must have known exactly what Diddy's intentions were because, and this is the part that breaks my heart, he had allegedly been through the exact same thing at the infamous Puffy Flavor Camp. So either Usher has some seriously deep trauma bond with Diddy, which honestly wouldn't surprise me, or Diddy has something absolutely devastating on Usher that could destroy him forever if it gets out. The question's on everyone's minds right now. What is Usher so terrified of? And is Justin finally ready to spill all the tea in court? Let's dive into this mess.
I was there because I wanted a career, man, so we would fight, we would tussle. More than often, I think Puffy would say, man, you gotta chill, it's just a little bit too intense. You gotta relax. Yo, man, I'm here to work, man. I ain't sang in a week. I'm not here to party with you. I don't want to go to the clubs. Matter of fact, I'm too young to even be in here. Why you got me in clubs?
My darlings, the plot just keeps getting thicker. Justin Bieber has apparently had enough of Usher, and honestly, I don't blame him one bit. Sources close to the situation are whispering that Justin is getting ready to blow the lid off this whole thing, specifically about Usher's alleged role in letting Diddy get his hands on young Justin. Justin just hit that unfollow button on Usher's Instagram, and let me tell you, the fans are connecting some very disturbing dots. They're convinced this has everything to do with those horrifying rumors about Usher's role in Justin's past with Diddy. And with Diddy's trial looming in May, people are absolutely convinced Justin might be preparing to take the stand. Now, we need to talk about Usher's role in all of this because honestly, everyone's been so focused on Diddy's absolutely depraved behavior that they're overlooking all the enablers who allegedly helped him for years, including supposedly Usher himself. And oh honey, Usher's situation is just, it's heartbreaking and infuriating all at once. It seems like he went from being one of Diddy's victims to actually helping cover things up, and I can't help but feel like he's still absolutely terrified to speak the truth about what really happened. For years, there have been these absolutely chilling rumors about what went down between Usher and Diddy at that notorious Puffy Flavor Camp. Some say Diddy allowed older women to take advantage of Usher, while others claim things got even darker, so dark that Diddy himself allegedly put Usher in the hospital. This whole Puffy Flavor Camp nightmare first came to light when Diddy's longtime friend L.A. Reid spilled the tea in his 2016 book. According to Reid, and I'm still shocked he admitted this, he sent young Usher to live with Diddy in New York to help him develop a more edgy image. Reid actually wrote, and I'm quoting this because it's just so disturbing, "I wanted Usher to be edgier than Face was. I didn't want Usher to be pretty. Usher was 15 years old, but nothing about him ever seemed juvenile. I was turning him over to the wildest party guy in the country at an age when I still needed to get his mother's permission, but he went to New York for almost a year. Now, here's where things get even messier. L.A. Reid claimed Usher was 15 when he sent him to Diddy's so-called Puffy Flavor Camp. But when Usher sat down with Howard Stern in 2016, Howard mentioned Usher was only 13 when he moved in with Diddy. And darlings, Usher didn't correct him, but honestly, whether he was 13 or 15, both ages are way too young for whatever was happening there. And can we talk about how Reid said Usher was 15, but nothing about him ever seemed juvenile? That phrase just makes my skin crawl because it's exactly the kind of thing predators say when they're trying to manipulate young victims into thinking they're more mature than they really are. For those who don't know the full backstory, Usher has been in this industry since he was basically a baby. He was just 10 years old when he joined an R&B group called New Beginnings. They even released an album. But then something happened. Something that made his mom Janetta pull him out of the industry. And here's the suspicious part. She never really explained why. She just said Usher had a bad experience. But hold on to your seats because this next part is truly disturbing. Usher was just 10 years old when he joined New Beginnings, and if you remember, Diddy once told Kevin Hart in an interview that he and Usher used to wake up together and wrestle when Usher was that same age.
I mean, back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early with me. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And
What the did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this but me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes, and we're streaming live. That was stupid. Listen, that was stupid.
The story takes another turn when Usher met AJ Alexander, Bobby Brown's bodyguard, at a talent show in Atlanta. AJ immediately saw something special in Usher and took him under his wing. He managed to get someone from L.A. Reid's label to watch Usher perform on Star Search. The label rep was absolutely blown away and set up a meeting for Usher to perform for Reid himself. And let me tell you, the moment Reid heard Usher's voice, he was completely mesmerized, so much so that he signed him right there on the spot.
Got down on one knee and he sang Boyz II Men's End of the Road. He really charmed the girls in my office.
Couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe this little kid was doing all the things he was doing, getting in their face, kissing their hands.
Picture this. Young Usher gets down on one knee and starts singing Boyz II Men's End of the Road. The girls in Reid's office were absolutely losing it. They couldn't believe this precious little boy was doing all these things, getting in their faces, kissing their hands. But here's where everything starts feeling so calculated and creepy. It's like these industry men had this whole playbook for handling young male artists. The second L.A. Reid signed Usher, he handed him right over to Diddy. By the time Usher was just 13 or 14, he was already the youngest member of Diddy's Bad Boy crew. There's this old photo from Puffy Flavor Camp that's been making the rounds again recently. And oh my God, it just breaks your heart. You can see clear as day that Usher was literally just a child when Diddy took him under his wing. Fast forward to 2016, when Usher sat down with Howard Stern to talk about Puffy Flavor Camp, and you could just feel the trauma still lingering in his words.
This was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp.
Yeah,
Flavor
that's what
Camp.
it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In
to
the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
Nah, not really. I
Come
mean,
on.
but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you
I
seeing?
went there to see the lifestyle,
Right.
And I saw it, and it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild. It was,
So
it was
nobody
crazy.
tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't
But
say
you
that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
But darlings, here's where things get absolutely wild. When Usher appeared on Club Shay right after Cassie filed her lawsuit against Diddy, he did a complete 180. Suddenly, he's praising Diddy, calling Puffy Flavor Camp one of the best experiences of his life.
I don't think I would be the artist that I am today without the experiences that I had in New York City.
Just when you think it couldn't get any darker, Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, dropped this bomb. He claims he personally saw Usher being rushed to the hospital after something horrible happened at Puffy Flavor Camp. And Gene called Usher out for praising Diddy in that interview, saying that even Usher's own mother knows exactly what went down at Diddy's camp.
The Usher part, that's a touchy situation, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a certain feeling, and I felt a certain way when Usher got on Shay Shay, and I don't mean to mention other people's platforms, but he got on Shay Shay and he mentioned how great and how good Puff taught him and everything. You know what I'm saying? About the business, right? I know, and people know, that was around that in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital. Now, I'll let Usher explain that to y'all. I'll let Usher tell that story. But how dare you say a man that you gonna give him a pass? Bro, you know I know. Because you taking up for somebody that you know and a lot of more people know didn't do you right. When you was at Diddy camp, and he said, yo, would you send your son to Diddy camp? And Usher said, no. Ask him why he won't send him to Diddy camp. But yet and still you praise him.
Damn, man, and you said that, I know you can't go into detail, but you said that it was a situation where Diddy sent him to the hospital?
Let Usher explain that to you. Let Usher mama explain that to you. And the hospital was in Scarsdale, New York.
Now this is where everything becomes truly sinister. After everything Diddy allegedly did to Usher, there are now accusations that Usher allowed Diddy to do the same thing to Justin Bieber. And here's what makes this even more heartbreaking. Both Usher and Justin were such easy targets for these industry predators. Like Usher, Justin was raised by a single mom, Patty Millette. She had Justin when she was just a teenager, and they were struggling financially. When Justin's YouTube videos caught Scooter Braun's attention, Scooter convinced Patty to let him take Justin under his wing. So, at just 13 years old, Justin flew to Atlanta with Scooter, and within a week, he was handed over to Usher to mentor him. It was like watching history repeat itself in the most horrifying way. Now, by this time, there wasn't officially a Puffy Flavor Camp anymore, at least not that we know of, but Justin was still sent to spend 48 hours with Diddy when he was just 15 and Diddy was 40.
As soon as you turn 16, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you rock this every time. Right? It'll be yours. It's a little dusty. First shot.
Man. Woo. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna be driving this next year.
Yeah, when you get 16, somehow you gotta, wear your seat.
I mean, I'm 15, you could ride in the passenger seat. I got my permit. Now that I'm not yet. 16.
Slow down. Let's slow down, Justin.
Okay.
Let's slow down, okay?
One step at a time.
Where we hanging out and what we doing, we can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream.
And it gets even more skin-crawling. In 2010, just a year after those 48 hours together, Diddy ran into Justin at a studio and started questioning him about why they stopped hanging out. And let me tell you, Justin looked absolutely terrified of Diddy. Avoiding eye contact, sounding super nervous. It's chilling to watch.
What's up, man? You good?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, young brother, everything's good?
Everything's
Selling
great.
out arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh?
No.
You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But you never really got my number, so.
Right, okay.
My number?
Yeah.
Sorry, my number.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, more disturbing videos started surfacing. One shows Justin partying with Diddy's industry friends Trey Songz and Odell Beckham Jr., and another shows Diddy and The Game seemingly pressuring Justin to drink when he was already clearly intoxicated.
Welcome to the family, John.
It gets even worse. In 2011, when Justin was still only 16, he appeared on Jimmy Kimmel Live with Diddy. When Justin mentioned that Diddy had promised him a fancy car but never followed through, Diddy suddenly warned Justin not to talk about the things they did together. The way he said it,
You know, Diddy bought his son a Bentley. Maybe, you know, he could buy you one also while you're out.
Got me a Lamborghini. And
Oh, well, that's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah, I know. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last
He
time.
had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Well, apparently not.
Everything ain't for everybody.
if those rumors about Diddy taking advantage of Justin are true, it explains so much about why Justin struggled with substance use for years. He was probably self-medicating because he had no real support system and couldn't speak about what had happened to him. And it makes perfect sense why Justin became so passionate about protecting other young artists trying to make it in the industry.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, you know, telling me they love me and, you know, just turn their back on you in a second. So if she ever needs me, I'm gonna be here for her. But yeah, just protecting those moments because people take for granted encounters, and I just want to protect her, you know? I don't want her to go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody.
Now let's circle back to Usher, because this is where things get really twisted. In that Howard Stern interview, Usher made it crystal clear that he would never let his own kids stay with Diddy. So here's what everyone's asking. If Usher wouldn't let his own children anywhere near Diddy, why on earth did he let young Justin spend 48 hours with him? Even if Usher didn't directly control Justin, people are calling him out for allegedly allowing Diddy to do such terrible things to Justin.
You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
Remember that Club Shay interview with Usher? Well, just weeks later, Diddy got hit with that explosive lawsuit from his former producer Lil Rod. And the tea he spilled? Scalding. Lil Rod claimed that Diddy pressured him into having relations and bragged about doing the same with major celebs, including Usher. But wait, it gets even more twisted. Lil Rod revealed that Diddy had hidden cameras in every single room of his house, secretly recording compromising footage of his guests for possible blackmail. Now everyone's wondering if Diddy has some absolutely devastating footage of Usher that could destroy him forever. And darlings, the timing of everything is just so suspicious. Just days after Lil Rod's lawsuit made headlines, Usher suddenly jetted off to Bali to stay with Russell Simmons. You know, the same Russell who supposedly moved to Indonesia to avoid criminal investigations related to multiple women's allegations. And if that wasn't suspicious enough, right after Diddy's arrest last September, Usher completely nuked his entire post history on X. According to Page 6, hundreds of Usher's tweets just vanished into thin air. Posts, media, replies, everything. So now, with Diddy's trial approaching and Justin suddenly unfollowing Usher, everyone's speculating that something huge is about to come out about Usher's involvement in allegedly delivering Justin to Diddy. Usher has been totally silent about all this drama, but there are new reports claiming he might be planning another escape to Bali before Diddy's trial begins. What do you think about Usher's role in all this? Should he be held responsible for what Diddy allegedly did to Justin Bieber? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to catch our next shocking video.